Beneath the endless blue, the world's oceans conceal a history written not in ink, but in the bones and teeth of vanished giants. These waters, stretching from pole to pole, have been the crucible of evolution for hundreds of millions of years, nurturing life forms that would dwarf anything alive today. The ocean's abyssal plains and towering ridges have witnessed the rise and fall of creatures so immense their very existence seems almost mythic. Yet every fossil, every ancient tooth is a testament to their reality. In the primordial epochs, before the first forests took root on land, the seas teemed with leviathans, creatures whose size and power were shaped by a world in flux, where continents drifted and climates shifted with relentless force. The ocean's depths were a realm of perpetual twilight, where armoured fish and primitive sharks navigated labyrinths of kelp and volcanic vents, their bodies adapted to the ever-changing chemistry and pressure of ancient waters. Among these titans, the armoured Dunkleosteus reigned during the Devonian, its bone-crushing jaws capable of slicing through the toughest exoskeletons. This predator, encased in interlocking plates, was a living tank, its bite force among the most powerful ever measured in vertebrates. Dunkleosteus patrolled the ancient reefs, its presence a constant threat to anything that moved. But as time marched on, even greater monsters would emerge, each more specialized and formidable than the last. Imagine the megalodon, a shark so colossal that its jaws could engulf a grown human whole. At up to 80 feet in length, it was the undisputed apex predator of the Miocene and Pliocene seas, its bite force estimated at over 40,000 pounds, enough to shatter bone and crush steel. Megalodon's immense size was not merely for intimidation, it was a product of abundant prey and a warm, nutrient-rich ocean that allowed it to grow larger than any shark before or since. The megalodon's hunting strategy was as brutal as it was effective, ambushing whales from below, using its immense jaws to deliver fatal blows, and leaving behind fossilized teeth that remain among the largest ever discovered. Its streamlined body allowed for bursts of speed, while its senses could detect the faintest electrical signals of distant prey, making it a master of the ancient seas. Its presence alone shaped the behavior and evolution of other marine life, forcing prey species to adapt or perish in a world where survival meant outpacing a relentless hunter. Prehistoric whales developed defensive behaviors, traveling in pods and using coordinated movements to evade the megalodon's attacks, while smaller predators learned to exploit the chaos left in its wake. The fossil record is sparse, but each tooth, serrated, triangular, and sometimes over 7 inches long, offers a glimpse into the anatomy and ferocity of this vanished predator. These teeth, scattered across ancient seabeds, are relics of a time when the ocean was ruled by giants, and every encounter was a battle for survival. Unlike bony fish, the megalodon's skeleton was made of cartilage, leaving behind only its formidable teeth and rare vertebral discs, paleontological treasures that hint at its true scale. These remnants, preserved in stone, are the only clues to the full grandeur of this ancient titan. From these remnants, scientists reconstruct a predator with a streamlined body, immense tail fin, and senses honed for tracking prey across vast distances, an evolutionary masterpiece. Its jaw mechanics reveal a design optimized for delivering catastrophic bites, while its musculature suggests bursts of speed and agility rarely matched in the animal kingdom. Yet the megalodon was only one of many giants. The Triassic seas were home to Shastasaurus, an ichthyosaur stretching nearly 70 feet, its toothless jaws adapted for suction feeding on cephalopods and fish. Shastasaurus glided through the open ocean with remarkable efficiency, its streamlined form and powerful tail allowing it to traverse vast distances in search of prey. The Mosasaurus, a marine lizard of the Cretaceous, was a terror of the late Mesozoic. With double-hinged jaws and backward-curving teeth, it could swallow prey whole, dominating the food chain with agility and brute force. Its paddle-like limbs and muscular tail enabled sudden bursts of speed, making it a relentless hunter in the shallow epicontinental seas. These oceans were arenas of evolutionary arms races, where size, speed and cunning determined survival. The abundance of prey and high oxygen levels fueled the rise of giants. Each species carved out a unique ecological niche, from the swift, agile hunters of the shallows to the slow-moving behemoths of the deep. The Jurassic's Liopleurodon, with a skull over 6 feet long and a bite force rivaling modern crocodiles, was built for ambush, its streamlined body and paddle-like limbs enabling sudden, devastating attacks. It lurked in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, its senses finely tuned to detect the vibrations of struggling prey. Unlike today's gentle giants, many of these prehistoric titans were apex predators, their lives a constant struggle for dominance in a world where only the most formidable survived. Packs of pliosaurs may have coordinated to bring down larger prey, their intelligence and social behaviours hinting at complex interactions beneath the waves. The ancient Earth was a dynamic planet, warmer, with higher sea levels and unique ocean chemistry. These conditions fostered rapid evolution and the emergence of extraordinary forms. Volcanic eruptions and shifting continents continually reshaped coastlines, creating new habitats and driving the diversification of marine life. Gigantism was not a fluke, but a direct response to environmental pressures, abundant prey, fierce competition, and the need to traverse vast, open waters. Over millions of years, natural selection favoured those capable of growing larger, swimming farther, and hunting more efficiently, leading to the spectacular diversity of ocean titans. Every fossil unearthed is a fragment of a lost epic, each discovery reshaping our understanding of these vanished worlds and the titans that ruled them. The sedimentary layers of ancient seabeds preserve the silent drama of predation, competition and extinction, offering a window into the distant past. When we compare these prehistoric rulers to today's ocean giants, the scale remains awe-inspiring, though the roles have shifted from hunters to gentle giants. The evolutionary divergence between ancient predators and modern filter feeders highlights the adaptability of life in the face of changing environments. The blue whale, at over 100 feet and nearly 200 tons, is the largest animal ever to exist. Its heart alone outweighs a car, and its arteries are wide enough for a child to crawl through. Unlike the predators of old, the blue whale's immense size is a defense against predation, allowing it to roam the world's oceans with little threat. Unlike the predators of old, the blue whale is a gentle filter feeder, consuming up to 4 tons of krill a day with each colossal gulp. Its baleen plates act as a living sieve, capturing clouds of tiny crustaceans in a single, graceful motion. The lion's mane, jellyfish, with tentacles stretching up to 120 feet, is the longest animal alive, its delicate stinging threads drifting like living silk through the twilight zone. These gelatinous giants are living reminders of the ocean's capacity for both beauty and danger, their bioluminescent pulses lighting the darkness of the deep. In the abyssal plains, the colossal squid reigns. Its eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, evolved to detect faint glimmers in perpetual darkness, while its hooked tentacles grasp at prey in the freezing black. These elusive giants are rarely seen, but their scars on the bodies of deep-diving whales speak to epic battles fought in the silent depths. Today's ocean giants are living testaments to the sea's enduring power to foster life on a grand scale. Though the titans of prehistory are gone, their legacy endures in the vast, mysterious depths, reminding us that the ocean's greatest stories are still being written, one discovery at a time. The saga of the lost titans is far from over, for the ocean remains a realm of secrets, where new giants may yet await discovery in the shadowy blue. Antarctica, the southernmost continent, is a realm of extremes. Its vast, windswept ice sheets stretch to the horizon, cloaked in silence and perpetual cold. Here the sun can vanish for months, plunging the land into a surreal polar night, only to return with a brilliance that glitters across endless fields of snow and ice. The landscape is sculpted by relentless katabatic winds, carving ridges and valleys into the frozen expanse, while the air itself shimmers with diamond dust, tiny ice crystals suspended in the frigid atmosphere. Beneath this formidable surface, Antarctica conceals a labyrinth of secrets. Its ice, layered over millions of years, is a living archive of Earth's climate, atmosphere, and even cosmic events. Each stratum of ice preserves a silent record of volcanic ash, meteorite dust, and ancient air, offering a window into epochs long vanished. Recent advances in remote sensing have revealed hidden sub-glacial lakes, some teeming with microbial life. And sonar anomalies in the so-called Forbidden Zone have ignited speculation about colossal, unidentified forms moving in the abyssal dark. These lakes, sealed off from the surface for millions of years, pulse with geothermal warmth, their waters rich in dissolved minerals and gases, creating isolated worlds where life has evolved in utter darkness. While tales of ancient leviathans stir the imagination, the continent's true marvels are found in its ever-shifting ice, which fractures and reforms in a ceaseless dance, revealing new landscapes and ancient relics with every season. Massive ice shelves carve into the sea, birthing tabular icebergs that drift for years, while hidden crevasses open and close, swallowing and releasing secrets from the deep past. Each ice core extracted is a time machine, capturing volcanic eruptions, meteor impacts, and even the faint chemical signatures of prehistoric wildfires, offering an unparalleled record of planetary change. Trapped within these cores are isotopic fingerprints that reveal shifts in global temperature, atmospheric composition, and even the rhythm of ancient solar cycles. Beneath the ice, hidden rivers and lakes flow in darkness, warmed by geothermal energy and isolated for millions of years, creating unique ecosystems that challenge our understanding of life's resilience. These subglacial waterways carve intricate channels through the bedrock, their currents shaping the very foundation of the continent, while mineral-laden plumes rise from the depths, nourishing microbial mats that thrive without sunlight. Fossils unearthed from the frozen ground tell of a time when Antarctica was lush and green, home to forests, dinosaurs, and giant marine reptiles that ruled the ancient seas. Petrified wood and fossilized leaves reveal a landscape once teeming with cycads and ferns, while the bones of long-extinct creatures hint at a vibrant ecosystem lost to ice. Among the most astonishing finds is a fossilized egg, nearly a foot long, believed to have belonged to a massive marine reptile, evidence that these giants may have laid soft-shelled eggs in protected coastal environments. The sediment encasing these eggs preserves traces of ancient nesting grounds where life once flourished at the edge of a primeval sea. This discovery has revolutionized our understanding of reptilian reproduction in polar regions, suggesting complex life cycles adapted to the unique challenges of ancient Antarctica. Hatchlings may have emerged into frigid waters, their survival dependent on the warmth of shallow lagoons and the shelter of submerged reefs. The structure of these eggs, when compared to modern reptiles, hints at evolutionary innovations that allowed survival in extreme environments, opening new avenues for paleontological research. Microscopic analysis reveals adaptations in shell composition, possibly to retain moisture or shield embryos from the cold. Each fossil, whether a tooth, a vertebra, or a delicate scale, is a fragment of a vanished world, helping scientists reconstruct entire ecosystems that once flourished beneath the polar sun. Fossilized fish scales and marine invertebrates reveal a food web that supported apex predators and gentle giants alike. The present-day Antarctic Ocean is equally mysterious, with brinicles, icy fingers of death, descending into the depths, freezing everything in their path and shaping the unique marine environment. These crystalline structures form in supercooled brine, creating lethal traps for unwary sea creatures and sculpting the seafloor with intricate patterns of ice. Using advanced sonar and satellite mapping, researchers have charted vast canyons and mountain ranges buried beneath the ice, including a newly discovered chasm near Adams Glacier, 7,000 feet deep and stretching nearly 30 miles. These hidden features rival the world's greatest geological wonders, their slopes carved by ancient rivers and shifting tectonic plates. These hidden landscapes reveal the powerful geological forces at work, from shifting tectonic plates to ancient volcanic eruptions that have shaped the continent's evolution. Subterranean volcanoes occasionally erupt beneath the ice, sending plumes of ash and heat upward, subtly altering the flow of glaciers above. Robotic explorers now venture into the abyss, capturing the first images of hydrothermal vents and mineral-rich chimneys, where life thrives in total darkness, nourished by chemical energy rather than sunlight. These vents support entire communities of extremophiles, their bodies adapted to withstand crushing pressure and toxic minerals. These expeditions have revealed a menagerie of bizarre life forms, bioluminescent predators, translucent amphipods, and ancient lineages of invertebrates, each perfectly adapted to the crushing pressure and frigid darkness. Some species emit pulses of light to communicate or lure prey, while others drift silently, their bodies nearly invisible in the black water. Among the most remarkable are glass sponges, some thousands of years old, forming intricate reefs that provide shelter for countless other species in the icy depths. Their silica skeletons create a latticework that endures for centuries, supporting a hidden world of symbiotic life. Satellite technology has also uncovered 4 previously unknown emperor penguin colonies, and for the first time, scientists are tracking their migrations in real time, offering hope for the species' survival amid a changing climate. These colonies cluster on remote ice flows, their movements synchronized with the shifting patterns of sea ice and prey abundance. In the abyss, the Antarctic strawberry feather star, with its 20 undulating arms, captures plankton in the perpetual night, a living relic of ancient oceans. Its delicate limbs wave in the current, filtering nutrients from the water and providing a glimpse into evolutionary strategies that have endured for eons. The newly discovered banded dragonfish, equipped with a glowing lure, stalks the darkness, a testament to the ingenuity of evolution in the planet's harshest waters. Its bioluminescence attracts unsuspecting prey, while specialized enzymes allow it to survive in near-freezing temperatures. These thriving ecosystems, from krill swarms to intricate sponge gardens, demonstrate that even in the most inhospitable environments, life not only persists but flourishes in astonishing diversity. Krill form the foundation of a complex food web, supporting everything from filter-feeding whales to predatory squid. Antarctica stands as a living laboratory, its landscapes and life forms offering profound insights into adaptation, survival, and the ever-changing story of our planet, a testament to the resilience and wonder of the natural world. The auroras that dance above the polar plateau are a reminder of the cosmic forces at play, while the shifting ice and resilient wildlife embody the enduring spirit of life at the edge of the world. As we plunge beneath the waves, the last rays of sunlight dissolve into a blue-black void. The water thickens, the temperature drops to near freezing, and the pressure intensifies with every metre, until we cross into the midnight zone, a realm where darkness is absolute, and only the faintest glimmers of bioluminescence betray the presence of life. Here lies the Huddle Zone, plunging over 36,000 feet into the planet's crust. The Mariana Trench yawns like a scar in the seafloor, its walls sculpted by tectonic violence and shrouded in perpetual night, a landscape more alien than any other on Earth. In this abyssal darkness, life has evolved into forms that defy all expectation. Some creatures, like the siphonophore, stretch for dozens of meters, longer than a blue whale, yet remain nearly invisible, their bodies a living chain of luminous modules drifting through the void. The glass squid, with its crystalline mantle and delicate transparent arms, floats in the blackness, its internal organs faintly illuminated by flashes of blue-green light, an ethereal ghost in the deep. The barrel-eye fish's transparent skull reveals its emerald-green tubular eyes, which rotate within its head to track the faintest silhouettes above. Nearby, the pelican eel's jaw unhinges to swallow prey half its size, while its tail tip glows like a living lure. The gulper eel's cavernous mouth can balloon open in an instant, creating a vacuum to engulf unsuspecting prey. Its whip-like tail pulses with light, a beacon in the abyss that draws in the curious and the doomed. The strawberry squid is a marvel of evolutionary asymmetry. Its left eye, large and barrel-shaped, peers upward to catch the faintest glimmer from above, while its right eye, smaller and round, scans the abyss below for the blue flashes of bioluminescent prey and predators. The vampire squid, cloaked in velvet-black skin, unfurls its webbed arms to reveal a galaxy of glowing photophores. When threatened, it releases a cloud of shimmering mucus, dazzling attackers as it vanishes into the ink-black water. The anglerfish is a living nightmare, its needle-toothed jaws gaping beneath a luminous lure that pulses with ghostly light. The tiny male, fused permanently to the female's body, becomes little more than a living appendage, an evolutionary solution to the abyss's vast loneliness. The dragonfish glides through the gloom, its body lined with photophores that flash coded signals. Its chin barbel glows a deep red, an invisible wavelength in the abyss, allowing it to stalk prey undetected, its fangs ready to strike. In the deepest trenches, amphipods swarm in the perpetual night, their armoured bodies scavenging the remains of creatures that drift down from the world above, nature's tireless recyclers in the abyss. The tripod fish stands sentinel on the seafloor, balancing on elongated fins that sense the faintest vibrations. Its eyes, adapted to the dimmest light, scan for the subtle movements of prey in the abyssal silt. The blobfish, a marvel of gelatinous engineering, floats effortlessly above the seafloor. Its body, nearly as dense as the water around it, allows it to drift with minimal energy, perfectly adapted to the crushing pressure of the deep. The giant isopod, encased in a suit of articulated armour, prowls the abyssal plain. It can survive years without food, but when a whale fall descends, it feasts with relentless efficiency, its mandibles tearing through flesh in the silent dark. In the abyss, survival often means partnership. Shrimp clean parasites from fish, scale worms glide over vent rocks, and anemones share their stinging tentacles with crabs. Each alliance a delicate balance in the struggle for life. Around hydrothermal vents, superheated water, rich in minerals, erupts from the seafloor, creating oases of life where none should exist. Here, entire communities thrive in the total absence of sunlight. Giant tube worms, towering up to 8 feet, anchor themselves in the mineral-rich flow. Their blood-red plumes absorb hydrogen sulfide and oxygen, fueling a partnership with bacteria that transforms poison into life. Inside the tube worms, chemosynthetic bacteria convert toxic chemicals into energy, sustaining not only their hosts, but the entire vent ecosystem, a living engine of creation in the deep. These bacteria form the foundation of a food web that supports vent crabs, blind shrimp, and predatory fish, each species exquisitely adapted to this chemical oasis, thriving where sunlight never reaches. The abyss is a realm of astonishing vitality, where every creature is a masterpiece of adaptation. In these deepest shadows, the true monsters of the modern ocean reign, unseen, undisturbed, and utterly extraordinary. The silent testimony of ocean giants, both fossilized in stone and gliding through the abyss, offers us a profound window into the mechanics of life on Earth. Their existence is not simply a record of size, but a living archive of adaptation, resilience, and transformation across eons. These ancient titans, preserved in the geological record and echoed in the forms of their modern descendants, reveal the intricate interplay between biology and environment. Each fossilized bone and every living behemoth is a data point in the vast experiment of evolution, revealing how life responds to shifting continents, fluctuating climates, and the relentless pressure of survival. The layers of sediment and the bones within them are like pages in a book, chronicling the rise and fall of entire ecosystems. The megalodon's formidable jaws and the siphonophores' delicate filaments are evolutionary solutions to the challenges of their time, each uniquely suited to their ecological niche. These adaptations are not random. They are the result of countless generations shaped by the demands of their environment, illustrating the creative force of natural selection. Through their stories, we decipher the choreography of ocean currents, the rise and fall of sea levels, and the intricate web of relationships that sustain marine ecosystems. The movement of giants through ancient seas mirrors the dynamic forces that continue to shape our oceans today. These titans are not relics, but active participants in the ongoing narrative of adaptation, extinction, and renewal that defines our planet's history. Their presence in the fossil record is a reminder that life is always in flux, responding to the ever-changing conditions of Earth's oceans. The Mosasaurus, with its streamlined body and powerful tail, signals a time when the oceans teemed with predators, and the balance of power shifted with every environmental change. Its fossils, embedded in stone, are silent witnesses to the drama of prehistoric seas. Their presence marks epochs of abundance and warmth, when shallow seas stretched across continents, nurturing extraordinary biodiversity. These giants thrived in worlds vastly different from our own, yet their legacy endures in the diversity of life that followed. The disappearance of the megalodon, coinciding with cooling oceans and dwindling prey, is a stark reminder of how environmental shifts can erase even the most dominant species. Their extinction is a lesson in the fragility of dominance and the inevitability of change. These patterns teach us that stability in nature is an illusion. Survival depends on the ability to adapt, migrate, or transform in the face of relentless change. The fossil record is filled with stories of both triumph and loss, each shaped by the shifting tides of Earth's history. For science, these giants are invaluable indicators, living and fossilized records that help us reconstruct ancient climates, track the movement of tectonic plates, and understand the consequences of rapid environmental shifts. Their remains are like time capsules, preserving evidence of past worlds and the forces that shaped them. Their ecological roles, from apex predators to filter feeders, reveal the delicate balance required to sustain ocean health and the cascading effects when that balance is disrupted. The presence or absence of giants can reshape entire food webs, altering the fate of countless other species. The resilience of life in extreme environments, from the crushing depths to volcanic vents, demonstrates the boundless creativity of evolution and the potential for life in the most unlikely places. These ecosystems, thriving in darkness and heat, remind us that life's possibilities extend far beyond what we once imagined. For the environment, these giants are keystone species, shaping entire ecosystems through their feeding, migration, and even their deaths, which nourish the deep sea for generations. Their influence ripples outward, affecting everything from nutrient cycles to the distribution of smaller creatures. Their life cycles illustrate the interconnectedness of all marine life, where the fate of the smallest plankton is tied to the survival of the largest leviathans. The death of a giant becomes the foundation for new life, sustaining entire communities in the deep. For humanity, these creatures are both a source of inspiration and a warning. Their stories urge us to respect the limits of nature and recognize our role as stewards of a fragile, interconnected world. The lessons of the giants are written in the language of balance, cautioning us against tipping the scales too far. They challenge us to innovate, to explore responsibly, and to protect the habitats that sustain not only giants, but the entire web of life. The survival of these magnificent beings is intertwined with the health of the oceans themselves. The mysteries that remain, hidden in the darkness beneath Antarctic ice or the unexplored trenches, remind us that discovery is an endless journey, and that humility is essential in the face of nature's complexity. Each unknown creature is a testament to the vastness of what we have yet to learn. Every new revelation, from the faint outline of a colossal shadow to the intricate structure of a fossil, expands our understanding and deepens our sense of wonder. The ocean's depths are a frontier where the past and present converge, offering endless opportunities for discovery. The legends and realities of ocean giants, from the rumoured Antarctic titan to the awe-inspiring blue whale, ignite our imagination and drive us to seek answers in the unknown. These stories bridge the gap between myth and science, fueling our curiosity and respect for the natural world. In the end, these giants are more than remnants of a distant past or marvels of the present. They are living lessons, urging us to learn, adapt, and cherish the extraordinary planet we call home. Their legacy is a call to reflection, responsibility, and awe. A reminder that the story of life is still being written, deep beneath the waves. Gap 3s. Beneath the ancient waves, entire submerged continents sprawled, vast plateaus and sunken valleys where ecosystems flourished in dazzling complexity, rivaling the most intricate rainforests or coral reefs of today. These hidden realms, now buried beneath eons of sediment or fractured by relentless tectonic forces, were once the crucibles where the ocean's greatest titans evolved and reigned. Picture the Cretaceous seaways, warm, shallow expanses where sunlight streamed through crystalline waters, nurturing immense forests of kelp-like algae, sprawling meadows of seagrass, and intricate thickets of ancient red and green algae. In these vibrant underwater gardens, ammonites spiraled in mesmerizing formations, while armored fish and early sharks darted between towering crinoids, delicate glass sponges, and forests of feather stars. The labyrinthine reefs, riddled with tunnels and overhangs, provided sanctuary for mosasaurus and other marine reptiles, whose dominance depended on the abundance of armored prey and the shelter of coral mazes. In the shadowy depths and polar canyons, powerful upwellings surged, bringing icy, nutrient-laden waters to the surface. Here, immense blooms of plankton painted the sea green, feeding clouds of ancient filter feeders, giant clam-like inoceramids, spiral-shelled belemnites, and shoals of armoured ostracods. During the Miocene, colossal baleen whales glided along these oceanic highways, trailed by the looming shadow of Megalodon. Pods of archaic dolphins, tusked walrus-like desmatophosids, and nimble sea cows navigated the open waters, forming a living tapestry of marine giants and swift predators. The architecture of these lost worlds was breathtaking. Multi-layered reefs built by extinct corals, sponge gardens stretching for miles, and forests of giant sea lilies swaying in the currents, each layer teeming with unique life. In the abyssal darkness, hydrothermal vents erupted with mineral-rich plumes, creating isolated oases where towering tube worms, blind albino crabs, and armoured gastropods thrived, forming food webs powered not by sunlight, but by the chemistry of the earth itself. Towering kelp forests, some reaching heights of over 100 feet, anchored entire communities, sheltering juvenile ichthyosaurs, ancient sea turtles, and swarms of armoured trilobites, while fossilized impressions in stone preserve their legacy. The demise of a giant was a spectacle, massive carcasses drifting down through the twilight zone, trailing clouds of scavenging hagfish and prehistoric sharks. On the abyssal plains, these fallen titans became islands of life, nourishing bone-eating worms, armoured amphipods, and colonies of bioluminescent bacteria, sustaining entire micro-ecosystems for decades in the perpetual darkness. The fossil record preserves these vanished worlds. Ripple marks frozen in ancient mud, petrified mangrove roots, and coral reef remnants now perched atop wind-swept mountain ridges, silent witnesses to oceans that once covered the land. Through these intricate clues, we reconstruct the vast interwoven food webs, predators, grazers, scavengers, and filter feeders, each playing a vital role in the balance of these lost underwater kingdoms. Every fossilized shell bed, every ancient burrow reveals secrets of vanished communities, bursts of evolutionary innovation, sudden extinctions, and the relentless march of adaptation. The size, power, and survival of these ocean titans were shaped by the abundance and diversity of their world, each giant a product of a perfectly tuned, thriving ecosystem. As we peer into the lost worlds beneath the waves, we witness the breathtaking interplay of life, water, and time, an ancient harmony now threatened, reminding us of the fragile wonders that once ruled the depths and the urgent need to protect what remains. Incorsi, Gap 2. The saga of ocean giants is inseparable from the cataclysms that have repeatedly swept the deep, erasing entire dynasties in moments that echo through geological time. These titans, rulers of their realms, have faced extinction not once, but many times, each event reshaping the very fabric of life beneath the waves. Throughout Earth's turbulent history, mass extinctions have transformed the oceans into silent graveyards. Here the bones of vanished giants rest, silent witnesses to upheavals that left the deep eerily empty. Gap 1s. The Permian-Triassic extinction over 250 million years ago stands as the most devastating. In a matter of millennia, the deep was emptied of nearly all complex life. Massive volcanic eruptions in Siberia unleashed torrents of carbon dioxide and toxic gases, acidifying the oceans and suffocating marine giants. The water turned hostile, oxygen levels plummeted, and entire food webs unravelled. Animated plumes of ash and fire fade into darkened waters where trilobites, giant sea scorpions, and armoured fish perish in droves. The deep, once teeming with life, became a realm of silence and decay. Up to 96% of marine species vanished, leaving the ocean floor littered with fossils, ghostly reminders of a lost world. Gap 1s. 66 million years ago, the end Cretaceous extinction brought a new wave of destruction, this time from the sky. A colossal asteroid slammed into the ocean, sending shockwaves across the globe. The impact ignited wildfires, filled the atmosphere with ash, and plunged the seas into darkness. The aftermath was catastrophic. Sunlight vanished, phytoplankton, the foundation of the marine food chain, collapsed, and the giants that depended on them starved. Mosasaurs, plesiosaurs, and ammonites, once dominant in their domains, faded into extinction as the ocean's intricate web of life unravelled. Gap 1s. Not all extinctions were sudden. Some unfolded over millions of years, as shifting continents and changing climates slowly altered the deep. The cooling of global oceans, the isolation of seas by rising land masses, and the opening or closing of seaways all changed ocean currents and nutrient flows, gradually starving some giants while favouring others. Animated maps reveal continents drifting, ocean gateways closing and new barriers forming, each shift rewriting the rules of survival in the deep. In the Miocene, giant whales and the mighty megalodon thrived in nutrient-rich waters. But as currents shifted and prey dwindled, these giants faced new challenges: competition, scarcity, and the relentless march of change. Gap 1s. Scientists still debate the triggers. Was it a sudden freeze, a surge of methane from the depths, or volcanic winters that tipped the balance? The fossil record, however, is unambiguous. Entire marine ecosystems collapsed, and the giants that once dominated the deep vanished, leaving only bones and silence. Gap 1s. Yet extinction was never the end. From the ruins, new life emerged: corals, fish, and strange new forms rising to fill the void. The disappearance of one group opened opportunities for others. Evolution's relentless drive ensured that the cycle of giants would begin again, each era birthing new rulers of the deep. In the end, the extinction events of the deep are not merely endings, but powerful reminders of the ocean's vulnerability and its astonishing resilience in the face of unimaginable change. The story of the giants is a testament to both the fragility and the enduring power of life in the abyss. Gap 2s. The saga of ocean titans stretches far beyond myth, etched into the very bedrock beneath Antarctica's ice. Today, Antarctica's frozen expanse conceals a labyrinth of secrets, its ancient seabeds locked away beneath miles of ice and snow. The relentless blizzards and endless white plateaus form a natural vault, preserving the remnants of a world lost to time. Beneath these frozen fortresses, the ice shelf fractures reveal glimpses of a submerged realm, where shadows hint at the colossal forms that once ruled these waters. Gap 1s. Icebreakers carve silent paths through the sea, their passage exposing untouched layers of ancient sediment and revealing the silent testimony of prehistoric life. Remotely operated vehicles descend into the abyss, their lights piercing the inky blackness to illuminate the silent graveyards of giants. The Antarctic seafloor emerges in stark relief, strewn with fossilized vertebrae, shattered skulls, and the mineralized remains of creatures that once dominated these depths. Gap 1s. Sediment cores extracted from the ancient seabed reveal layers of time, each stratum a silent witness to the rise and fall of marine leviathans. Advanced imaging reconstructs the skeletons of plesiosaurs, elongated necks, paddle-like limbs, and jaws lined with dagger teeth, predators perfectly adapted to the polar seas. Nearby, the spiral shells of giant ammonites rest undisturbed, their intricate chambers echoing the vibrant ecosystems that once thrived in these frigid waters. Gap 1s. Microfossils embedded in the sediment reveal a hidden record. Chemical traces of ancient plankton blooms and sudden extinctions, preserved in crystalline detail. Time-lapse visuals contrast lush, temperate Cretaceous coastlines with today's icy barrens, illustrating the continent's dramatic transformation over millions of years. Infographics overlay the fossil beds, mapping ancient food webs and tracing the catastrophic events, volcanic eruptions, shifting currents that sealed the fate of these giants. Gap 1s. Fossils, half encased in ice, emerge as the ice recedes, each one a relic of a vanished world, preserved in a natural time capsule. Sonar and radar scans penetrate the ice, revealing vast subglacial rivers and ancient lagoons, hidden blue arteries that once teemed with life. These frozen waterways, now locked in permafrost, preserve the ghostly outlines of habitats where ocean titans once hunted and bred. Digital reconstructions bring the Cretaceous Antarctic seas to life. Giant marine reptiles glide through kelp forests, pursued by shoals of armoured fish and swirling invertebrates. Gap 1s. Each fossil, each sediment layer, bridges the ancient and the modern, reminders that Antarctica was once a cradle of giants, now slumbering beneath the ice. As the sun rises over the ice fields, faint glimmers beneath the surface hint at secrets yet to be revealed, silent witnesses to an age when monsters ruled the Antarctic deep. Antarctica, once shrouded in an unbroken expanse of ice, now finds its ancient veil thinning as global temperatures relentlessly climb. The continent's frozen armour, forged over millions of years, is succumbing to the subtle but inexorable force of climate change. Satellite imagery reveals a landscape in flux. Vast shelves splinter and collapse. Intricate networks of meltwater carve luminous blue veins across the surface, and glaciers retreat with a speed that defies historical precedent. Time-lapse sequences capture the relentless withdrawal of sea ice, exposing the enigmatic seafloor below. Each year, more of this hidden world is unveiled, its mysteries no longer locked beneath the ice. Beneath the shifting ice, a silent metamorphosis unfolds. The once stable underworld is now a realm of dynamic change, where ancient darkness gives way to the faint glow of new possibilities. Advanced submersibles and remote sensors glide through these newly accessible waters, their beams piercing the abyss, illuminating ecosystems untouched for millennia. High-definition footage reveals intricate communities of cold-adapted life. Glass sponges filter the frigid currents, giant isopods scuttle across the sediment, and translucent amphipods drift in the shadow of the ice. Animated overlays synchronize with the shifting environment, showing how rising temperatures and altered salinity ripple through these fragile habitats, transforming the very chemistry of the water. As the ice recedes, ancient organic matter, preserved in permafrost for eons, emerges into the water, fueling blooms of microbial life that shimmer in the polar twilight. Microscopic pioneers rapidly colonize the newly exposed sediment, their metabolic processes subtly altering oxygen levels and the chemical balance of the seafloor. Infographics trace the cascading effects through the food web, from the smallest plankton to the most formidable predators, each link in the chain responding to the shifting foundation beneath them. Yet these changes echo not only in the present, but resonate through deep time, as the ancient wilderness transitions before our eyes. Climate models, projected onto swirling digital globes, forecast a future where entire networks of subglacial lakes and rivers may be revealed, awakening dormant microbial communities and exposing fossil beds that have lain undisturbed for millions of years. But this revelation comes at a cost. The rapid transformation destabilizes polar ecosystems, placing immense stress on the life forms that have evolved to survive in the coldest extremes. Cold specialist species vanish, biodiversity erodes, and the intricate balance that once defined these waters teeters on the brink. Scientific discoveries emerge in rapid succession. Methane plumes rise from thawing permafrost, ancient DNA is extracted from sediments, and each finding underscores the urgency of understanding this rapidly changing world. Experts warn that what lies beneath the thawing ice may not only rewrite the story of life on Earth, but also accelerate feedback loops that drive global change, amplifying the consequences far beyond the polar circle. The camera sweeps across a digital map of Antarctica, where glowing hotspots mark the epicenters of scientific discovery, each pulse a testament to the continent's awakening. In the half-light of dawn, Antarctica's hidden world stirs, its secrets emerging from beneath the melting ice, both a revelation and a warning etched into the landscape. The fate of this awakening world hangs in the balance. The choices made today will determine whether Antarctica's revelations become a legacy of discovery or a somber record of irreversible loss. Beneath Antarctica's endless white expanse, technology is the silent key, unlocking secrets sealed away for millions of years. Here, no human foot treads, only machines venture into the abyss, their presence marked by the faint hum of innovation. Sleek, autonomous underwater vehicles, engineered for the extremes, slip beneath the ice, navigating a world of perpetual night. Their streamlined forms are shaped by necessity, every curve designed to minimize resistance in the frigid, high-pressure depths. Titanium hulls shield delicate electronics from crushing forces. Sonar arrays sweep the darkness, mapping unseen canyons and ridges, while robotic arms extend with surgical precision, ready to interact with the alien landscape. Remotely operated vehicles, tethered by fibre-optic lifelines, weave through sub-glacial tunnels, navigating a labyrinth of shifting ice and ancient rock, their movements orchestrated by algorithms that anticipate every twist and turn. Manipulators reach into the sediment, extracting samples untouched since the dawn of time. Drills bore into ancient ice, capturing cores that hold the chemical signatures of vanished worlds. Along every frame, miniature chemical sensors pulse with data, measuring salinity, temperature, and dissolved gases. These readings reveal microhabitats invisible to the naked eye, mapping the abyss with centimetre-level precision. Above, ice-penetrating radar and electromagnetic drones sweep the surface, their signals piercing miles of ice to unveil hidden lakes, buried mountains, and ancient river systems. Each pulse returns a new layer of the unknown, transforming the blank canvas of Antarctica into a living map of discovery. Data streams, rendered as glowing veins, trace the routes of exploration, pinpointing sites where the abyss yields its most precious secrets. Yet the ice is restless. Animated fractures ripple across its surface, threatening to entomb machines or sever their lifelines in an instant. Artificial intelligence guides every move, adapting to shifting currents, recalculating routes through unpredictable terrain, and ensuring that no machine is lost to the abyss. Power is drawn from compact nuclear batteries and advanced fuel cells, each engineered for months of silent endurance in the world's most hostile environment. Cameras capture the first glimpses of hydrothermal vents, mineral-rich plumes rising from the seafloor, surrounded by life forms adapted to extremes beyond imagination. Fossil beds emerge from the gloom, their ancient bones preserved in icy sediment, offering clues to vanished giants. Methane seeps bubble from the seafloor, altering chemistry and hinting at processes still shaping the hidden world. Genomic data streams across digital dashboards, uplinked by satellite, synchronizing discoveries in real time across the globe. In a virtual command center, glowing maps and live sensor feeds converge, every discovery, every anomaly, instantly visualized in 3 dimensions. Time-lapse reveals the ice surrendering its secrets, landscapes emerging as if conjured by the touch of technology. Light beams pierce the depths, illuminating realms never seen before, each innovation synchronizing with the next, forging a path into the unknown and forever expanding the frontier of exploration. As the last golden rays of sunlight dissolve into the fathomless blue, the screen reveals ancient cave paintings, crude yet haunting silhouettes of colossal sea creatures, their forms etched by hands that trembled with reverence and fear. Each line, each shadow, is a silent invocation to the titans that once ruled the primordial oceans. These primitive renderings dissolve into illuminated manuscripts where gilded borders shimmer like sunlight on water, framing serpentine leviathans coiled around battered ships. Krakens, their arms writhing with impossible strength, rise from storm-lashed seas, while shadowy behemoths drift just beneath the surface, phantoms of the deep immortalized in ink and gold. The camera glides across intricate mosaics, each tessera a fragment of mythic memory. Poseidon's chariot surges through sapphire waves, drawn by monstrous hippocamps, while the sea goddess Tiamat coils in the abyss, her form a swirling dragon of chaos and creation. These ancient visions shimmer beneath the surface, their legends woven into the very fabric of the sea. Far on the horizon, a Norse longship crests the churning waters, its carved prow locked in silent defiance against the Midgard serpent Jörmungandr. The ocean heaves and roars, the serpent's vast body undulating beneath the waves, a living boundary between the known and the unknowable. The scene transforms into the ethereal brushstrokes of a Japanese ukiyo-e print. A colossal namazu catfish stirs in the shadowy depths, its tail a harbinger of earthquakes, as delicate cherry blossoms drift above, symbols of fleeting beauty and the ever-present power of the ocean's hidden giants. The camera glides over the sculpted curves of Maorihei Matau pendants, their forms echoing both the fishhook and the enigmatic monsters of Polynesian lore. Each pendant is a talisman, a bridge between the mortal world and the realm of ocean titans, carved with reverence for the mysteries that dwell beneath. In the abyssal dark, bioluminescent patterns ripple and pulse, weaving through the water like living constellations. These spectral lights coalesce into the ghostly forms of prehistoric titans, creatures whose presence lingers in the collective memory of the ocean, their legacy written in light and shadow. Animated overlays trace the contours of immense bones, ancient whales and mosasaurs, their fossilized remains unearthed on desolate shores. These relics, mistaken for dragons and sea gods, became the seeds of legend, their silent forms echoing through the ages as reminders of a time when giants ruled the deep. The narrative lingers on the pages of classic literature. Inked lines conjure spectral leviathans and monstrous depths. Melville's white whale looms in the imagination, while Coleridge's verses summon albatrosses and fathomless abysses, each word a vessel for the ocean's ancient power. In the silent depths, modern submarines glide like phantoms, their sleek forms echoing the legendary shapes of the titans that haunted ancient dreams. Their lights pierce the darkness, searching for truths hidden in the abyss. A montage of digital artistry and cinematic spectacle flashes by. Godzilla rising from the depths, Lovecraft's Cthulhu brooding in his sunken city, and titanic beasts of contemporary fantasy. Each vision is a tribute to the enduring influence of the ocean's ancient titans, their legacy alive in every imagined monster. As the music swells, the scene returns to the silent, infinite abyss, an expanse untouched by time, where the secrets of the titans slumber in darkness. Bioluminescent creatures spiral upward, their ghostly lights weaving the outlines of dragons, serpents and whales, living echoes of legends drifting through the eternal night. The camera lingers on ancient carvings and submerged relics, illuminated by shifting currents of light. Fossilized art and weathered stones whisper of civilizations that gazed into the deep and found awe, fear, and inspiration. These legends, etched in stone, painted in shadow and whispered by the tides, are more than stories. They are the living memory of the ocean's titans, preserved in every ripple and every echo beneath the waves. They are echoes of awe and wonder, reflections of humanity's endless fascination with the unknown, shimmering in the depths where light and legend intertwine. Even now, as technology casts its beams into the abyss, the legacy of ocean titans endures, shaping our art, our imagination, and our sense of the possible. Their presence is forever entwined with the mysteries that lie beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered anew. Gap 2s. The screen fades into a stark, icy panorama, Antarctica's ancient seafloor rendered in photorealistic detail. Towering skeletons of long-extinct leviathans, giant marine reptiles and primordial whales lie half-buried beneath layers of sediment and frost, their colossal ribs arching like the ruins of forgotten cathedrals. The camera drifts through these silent graveyards, each bone a silent record of vanished dominance. As the visual transitions, time accelerates. The bones dissolve and nutrient-rich clouds bloom in their place. Animated overlays illustrate the slow release of minerals, calcium, phosphorus, seeping into the water, nourishing teeming swarms of plankton. The plankton ignite like living constellations, their numbers swelling in the wake of the Titan's demise. Krill and small fish flourish, their populations surging in a cascade of abundance that ripples up the ancient food chain. The scene shifts to a bustling underwater landscape. Schools of prehistoric fish, once preyed upon by the ocean's giants, dart through kelp forests that stretch like emerald banners across the continental shelf. Without the shadow of the Titans, new predators evolve, sleek, sharp-toothed ichthyosaurs and armoured sharks, filling the ecological void left behind. Animated food webs unfurl, each thread tracing the intricate balance reshaped by extinction. The camera glides deeper, revealing the abyssal plains. Carcasses of fallen giants, known as whale falls, become oases in the dark. Time-lapse visuals show how these massive bodies fuel entire ecosystems for decades. Hagfish, ghostly amphipods, and bone-eating worms swarm over the remains, extracting every last nutrient. Their activity breathes new life into the desolate seabed, transforming death into vibrant renewal. Above, the Antarctic currents shift. Animated arrows trace the flow of nutrient-rich water, once stirred by the immense movements of the Titans. With their absence, currents slow and sediment settles, subtly altering the chemistry of the Southern Ocean. Diatoms and algae bloom in new patterns, their microscopic forms swirling in hypnotic fractals, hinting at the unseen influence of extinct giants on the planet's carbon cycle. The focus narrows to the present day. Modern creatures, blue whales, colossal squid, and emperor penguins, inhabit a world shaped by the echoes of extinction. Their behaviours, migration routes, and even their sizes are subtly influenced by the ancient titans that once ruled these waters. Visual overlays compare the scale of past and present giants, revealing the legacy of adaptation and survival etched into every living form. The final shot lingers on a single weathered vertebra resting on the icy seabed, encrusted with coral and life. The camera pulls back, revealing the interconnected web of creatures thriving in its shadow. In the silence, the message is clear. The loss of the Titans was not an end, but a transformation, one that continues to shape the Antarctic ecosystem, echoing through every current, every creature, and every breath of the ocean. Gap 2s. Gap 2s. The screen fades in from black, plunging viewers beneath the frozen surface of Antarctica. The camera glides through a labyrinth of glacial ice, descending into the inky blue darkness where faint shafts of filtered sunlight pierce the water. The scene transitions to the ocean floor, a desolate expanse blanketed in silt and ancient detritus. A sweeping, hyper-realistic animation reveals robotic submersibles, their lights casting spectral halos as they drift silently above the seabed. Mechanical arms extend, gently brushing away layers of sediment to unveil the ghostly outlines of fossilized bones, ribs, jaws, and vertebrae locked in time. Every movement is synchronized with the delicate choreography of the current, grains of silt swirling in slow-motion eddies around the relics. The camera zooms in on a partially exposed vertebra, highlighting the intricate mineralization that has replaced organic tissue over millennia. Animated overlays peel back the layers of rock, revealing cross-sections of preserved bone structure and fossilized cartilage, each detail rendered with scientific precision. Subtle graphics trace the chemical signatures, rare isotopes and trace elements that allow researchers to date the fossils with astonishing accuracy. Time accelerates as the robotic probes map the seabed, their sonar pulses illuminating hidden graveyards beneath the ice. The visuals sync with the sonar's rhythm, waves of blue and green rippling across the screen, gradually resolving into three-dimensional models of the buried giants. Animated data streams flow from the submersibles, reconstructing the skeletons in virtual space, bone by bone. The focus shifts to a dramatic underwater crevasse, its walls encrusted with ancient shells and teeth. Robotic arms retrieve a massive, spiral-shaped tooth, its serrated edge a testament to the prehistoric predator that once wielded it. The camera lingers on the tooth as it is scanned and digitally reconstructed, revealing bite patterns and microscopic wear, clues to ancient diets and behaviours. Throughout, the visuals remain untouched by human presence. Instead, the silent ballet of technology and time unfolds against a backdrop of shifting currents, swirling plankton, and drifting ice. The discovery process is methodical, patient, and reverent, a silent conversation between machine and ancient bone echoing in the deep. As the scene closes, the camera sweeps back to reveal the scale of the discoveries, a mosaic of fossil beds, each a chapter in Antarctica's hidden history. The ocean is both grave and gallery, preserving the silent testimony of giants whose bones still whisper secrets from beneath the ice. Gap twos. The screen shifts seamlessly from the silent fossil hunt to a breathtaking hyper-realistic sequence, the ancient seas of Antarctica, millions of years ago. Icy blue waters churn beneath drifting floes, and the silhouettes of prehistoric giants move with effortless grace through the frigid depths. Animated reconstructions bring these extinct titans to life. A colossal, long-necked elasmosaur glides silently, its skin shimmering with a dense layer of blubber, an adaptation revealed by fossilized impressions. The animation zooms in, showing cross-sections of insulating fat, a biological shield against the numbing cold. Elsewhere, a massive mosasaur powers through the water, its paddle-like limbs moving in perfect unison. Underwater, the camera reveals a network of blood vessels just beneath its skin, scientifically accurate, based on bone histology, demonstrating a countercurrent heat exchange system. This natural engineering allows warm blood to circulate, protecting vital organs from freezing temperatures. Suddenly, the scene transitions to a school of armoured fish, their scales refracting the faint Antarctic light. The camera focuses on their gill structures, intricately adapted to extract oxygen from the low-oxygen, ice-laden waters. Microscopic animations highlight specialized proteins, antifreeze glycoproteins circulating in their bloodstreams, preventing ice crystals from forming within their bodies. The visuals synchronize with the narration as the camera dives deeper. Here, ancient giant squid drift through the twilight zone, their chromatophores rapidly shifting colors in response to the ever-changing light. The animation reveals their enormous eyes, evolved to capture even the faintest glimmer of bioluminescence in the abyss. A time-lapse sequence illustrates the seasonal extremes. Endless summer daylight giving way to months of polar night. The prehistoric giants adjust, slowing their metabolism, conserving energy, and navigating by ancient magnetic fields, visualized as glowing lines pulsing through the darkened sea. Throughout, the animation remains grounded in scientific evidence, with overlays highlighting genetic adaptations, bone morphology, and biochemical pathways. No humans intrude, only the silent struggle for survival, encoded in every trait. As the scene closes, the camera pulls back to reveal a living mural of adaptation diverse giants, each uniquely equipped to conquer the harshest environment on Earth. Their legacy is written not just in bone, but in the remarkable blueprint of life itself, a testament to evolution's relentless creativity beneath Antarctica's ancient ice. Gap 2s, Gap 2s. The screen dissolves into a mesmerizing bird's-eye view of ancient Antarctica, its coastline etched with shifting ice shelves and swirling sapphire seas. Animated overlays trace the mighty ocean currents, glowing ribbons of turquoise and cobalt, circulating relentlessly around the frozen continent. These are the lifeblood of the Southern Ocean, the ancestral Antarctic circumpolar current, the world's largest and most powerful flow, encircling the land in an endless churning embrace. As the camera dives beneath the surface, the true influence of these currents becomes clear. Panoramic shots reveal vast underwater highways where prehistoric giants ride the moving water. A pod of giant ichthyosaurs glides effortlessly, their streamlined bodies perfectly aligned with the current's pulse. Their migration dictated not by land or sun, but by the invisible force of water, delivering warmth, nutrients and oxygen from distant oceans. Cut to a dynamic, cross-sectional animation. Nutrient-rich upwellings surge from the abyss, blooming into clouds of plankton beneath the ice. Blooms ignite a feeding frenzy. Schools of ancient armoured fish converge, their bodies shimmering as they follow the current's path. The camera zooms in, revealing how juvenile plesiosaurs drift within these flows, their fragile frames shielded from predators by travelling in the dense plankton-rich waters. Each current is a cradle of life, its direction and strength shaping entire ecosystems. Elsewhere, the animation follows a massive deep-diving mosasaur as it descends along a cold descending current. Its metabolism slows, and specialized hemoglobin releases oxygen efficiently in the frigid depths, an evolutionary response to the current's icy grip. The camera lingers as the current carries nutrient detritus from the surface, feeding bioluminescent invertebrates and illuminating the path for the mosasaur's nocturnal hunt. In a breathtaking, time-lapse sequence, the currents shift with the seasons, retreating and advancing as the continent's ice expands. Animated overlays highlight how the giants adapt, changing migration patterns, timing reproduction with the arrival of nutrient surges. The camera follows ancient cephalopods, their tentacles sensing subtle changes in salinity and temperature, guiding them along the most favourable flows. Throughout, the visuals remain grounded in scientific realism. Swirling eddies, temperature gradients and suspended particulates are rendered in exquisite detail, synchronized perfectly with the narration. No humans appear, only the ceaseless ballet of water and life intertwined through deep time. As the scene draws to a close, the camera pans upward, currents glowing beneath the ice like veins beneath translucent skin. The ancient Antarctic giants owe their very existence to these invisible architects, ocean currents that shaped not just their movements, but the evolution of life at the planet's frozen edge. In the silent depths, the pulse of the ocean continues, echoing through the eons, a force as vital now as it was then. Gap 2s. The screen fades into a sweeping digital tableau, an ancient Antarctic seascape teeming with life, the icy blue depths illuminated by shafts of filtered sunlight. Animated cutaways reveal the intricate web connecting every creature, from the smallest plankton to the greatest predators that ever lived. Gap 1s. At the base, clouds of phytoplankton bloom in the nutrient-rich upwellings, their microscopic forms pulsing with life. The camera zooms in, showing swarms of ancient copepods and krill, tiny crustaceans that graze on the plankton, their transparent bodies flickering with bioluminescence. Gap 1s. Schools of armoured fish, their scales glinting like bronze, sweep through the plankton blooms. Animated infographics trace the energy transfer as larger, swift-moving nothosaurs dart in, snapping up prey in coordinated bursts, each movement perfectly synchronized with the swirling currents. Gap 1s. The camera follows a juvenile plesiosaur weaving between the fish schools, its keen eyes scanning for vulnerable targets while remaining wary of larger threats. The scene shifts to a colossal mosasaur lurking in the shadowy depths. With a sudden surge, it rockets upward, scattering fish and smaller reptiles in a cloud of shimmering scales. Gap 1s. The visuals cut to a cross-section of the water column, mapping the vertical migration of life plankton ascend to feed in the twilight, followed by swarms of invertebrates and the predators that hunt them. Overhead, a pod of ichthyosaurs slices through the water, their streamlined bodies in constant pursuit of cephalopods and fish. Each link in the chain vital, each predator and prey locked in a delicate balance. Gap 1s. The camera lingers on a dramatic standoff. A giant spiral-shelled ammonite drifts, its tentacles splayed as a nimble plesiosaur circles, calculating its strike. The ammonite pulses ink into the water, clouding the scene and allowing for a narrow escape, an ancient game of survival played out in slow motion. Gap 1s. Throughout, animated diagrams overlay the visuals, tracing arrows of energy from the smallest producers to the apex predators. Decomposers, worms and scavenging crustaceans are shown at work on the seafloor, recycling the remains of fallen giants, returning nutrients to the cycle. As the scene draws to a close, the camera pans upward through the layers of the ecosystem, showing how every creature, giant or minute, depends on the flow of life beneath the Antarctic ice. In this world of titans, survival is a matter of connection. A web spun across eons, as intricate and resilient as the currents themselves. The screen opens to a digital rendering of a modern research vessel, its silhouette dwarfed by the endless expanse of Antarctic ice and ocean. The ship floats motionless amid drifting floes, its hull braced against the chill, as beneath the surface a ballet of technology begins. Animated cutaways reveal remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, gliding silently through the inky blue, their floodlights slicing through the darkness. Robotic arms extend delicately, brushing aside centuries-old silt to expose fossilized bones embedded in the seabed. The camera lingers on a massive vertebra half buried, its surface etched with the marks of ancient predation. Sensors aboard the ROVs pulse with data sonar scans, ripple outward, painting ghostly outlines of hidden skeletons beneath the sediment. A digital overlay maps the contours of a plesiosaur's ribcage, each bone rendered in exquisite detail as the silt is gently whisked away. The focus shifts to sediment cores, extracted with precision from the ocean floor. Animated cross-sections reveal layers of history bands of volcanic ash, traces of ancient algae blooms, and finally the fossilized remains of krill and copepods, microscopic witnesses to a vanished ecosystem. As the core is analyzed, the screen fills with reconstructed images of long-extinct giants, their forms emerging from the data like ghosts from the deep. A swarm of autonomous underwater drones fans out their sensors, tuned to the faintest chemical traces. They detect subtle shifts in mineral composition signatures of ancient life and relay their findings to an onboard supercomputer which assembles a virtual map of prehistoric biodiversity. Throughout, there is no human presence, only the synchronized choreography of machines and the silent testimony of the deep. The visuals shift seamlessly between the intricate mechanisms of the drones and the timeless mystery of the fossils, highlighting the technological marvels that make this search possible. As the ROV lights fade and the screen transitions to the dark, cold expanse, we are left with the realization the hunt for Antarctica's lost titans is a fusion of science and wonder, a quest played out in silence beneath the waves where the secrets of giants await discovery. As data and fossils reveal the reality of Antarctica's ancient giants, another story lingers in the frozen air, one woven not from bones, but from dreams and whispers beneath the aurora-lit skies. The screen shimmers with shifting tapestries of ice and light. Animated auroras ripple overhead, their colours reflecting in the crystalline surface of a polar sea. Below, the silhouettes of ancient creatures, plesiosaurs, giant ammonites, monstrous predatory fish, glide through the water, their forms half real, half legend, rendered in ghostly translucence, as if conjured from the collective memory of the land itself. Digital carvings appear, etched into virtual icebergs, stylized depictions of serpentine beasts, colossal flippered shadows, and spiral-shelled leviathans. These carvings pulse and interlock, forming a living mural that wraps around the polar landscape. Soft, wordless chants echo, not in any human tongue, but as a textured soundscape, blending wind, whale song, and the distant crack of shifting glaciers. Animated snowflakes drift down, each one morphing into a different mythical form as it lands, a kraken, a winged sea dragon, a spectral whale. The legends of distant Arctic and Antarctic cultures are visualized through dynamic shadow plays, a spectral giant rising from the depths to shatter the ice, a guardian beast encircling a drifting flow, a monstrous form glimpsed in the fog, its eyes glowing like twin moons. Throughout, the visuals synchronize with the rhythm of the music. As the tempo swells, the legends grow bolder, the creatures more vivid. As it softens, they dissolve into mist and memory. The camera drifts across endless ice fields, where the outlines of these titans are fleetingly visible in the patterns of frost and the cracks of ancient glaciers. The myths are not explained, only felt, as if the land itself remembers. In the closing moments, the digital mural fades, leaving only a single luminous outline of a giant swimming beneath the ice. A reminder that even as science uncovers the truth, the legends of the polar titans endure, echoing in the silence of Antarctica's eternal night. The legends may linger in the ice, but it is technology that now peels back the darkness of Antarctica's abyss. As the camera plunges beneath an ice shelf, the world transforms, no longer shrouded in myth, but illuminated by the cold precision of human ingenuity. A fleet of autonomous underwater vehicles glides into view, their streamlined forms bristling with sensors and articulated arms. Each drone is rendered in hyper-realistic detail, titanium shells gleaming under the glow of built-in LED arrays, propellers spinning silently, and data cables trailing like tendrils through the ink-black water. The scene shifts to a cross-sectional view of the ice, revealing intricate networks of fibre-optic cables and acoustic beacons pulsing with data. Real-time sonar sweeps send ripples of light across the ocean floor, mapping canyons, hydrothermal vents, and long-buried fossil beds. Robotic arms delicately sample ancient sediments, capturing microorganisms preserved since the age of the Titans. Visuals synchronize with the sonic landscape. Bursts of sonar create geometric patterns across the seabed, while LiDAR scans paint the contours of a hidden undersea mountain range in spectral neon. Micro-drones, no larger than a fish, dart through narrow crevices, their cameras transmitting crystalline images of bioluminescent life clinging to the rocks. A digital display overlays the footage. Live feeds of temperature, salinity and chemical signatures flicker in the corner, charting the invisible boundaries of ecosystems beneath the ice. 3D reconstructions bloom on screen. A fossilized vertebra, a sprawling coral forest, the shadowy outline of a prehistoric predator embedded in the silt. In a sweeping shot, the camera follows a swarm of sensor-equipped gliders as they navigate a labyrinth of ice caves, their synchronized movements choreographed like a ballet of machines. Each glider emits pulses of light, illuminating the ancient walls and revealing the delicate interplay between geology and biology. There are no humans here, only the relentless advance of technology, probing deeper, seeing farther, transforming legend into data and mystery into map. The final image lingers on a robotic submersible hovering in the silent blue, its floodlights casting a circle of clarity in the endless dark. A testament to the new age of discovery, where the secrets of Antarctica's abyss are no longer out of reach, but within the grasp of our mechanical eyes. Beneath the crushing silence of Antarctica's ice shelves, a deeper secret lies entombed. The genetic blueprints of the ocean's lost titans, preserved for millennia in frozen crypts. As the camera glides through a translucent cross-section of ancient ice, microscopic structures shimmer into view. Intricate spirals of DNA suspended alongside air bubbles and mineral grains, each strand a relic of vanished worlds. A hyper-realistic time-lapse unfolds. Millennia pass in seconds as layers of snowfall compact into blue-white strata, trapping organic fragments carried by prehistoric currents. In these frozen veins, the remnants of colossal marine reptiles, armoured fish and giant invertebrates are locked away, their genetic code shielded from decay by the relentless cold. Visuals synchronize as a molecular animation reveals the double helix twisting within a droplet of meltwater. The camera zooms in, passing through a lattice of ice crystals to reveal preserved cells. A scale from a long-extinct sea lizard, a fragment of cartilage from a giant squid, the ghostly outline of a plankton bloom from 50 million years ago. Elsewhere, a swarm of nanoscopic probes, rendered in exquisite detail, drifts through the meltwater, their sensors detecting fragments of mitochondrial DNA. As they pass, digital overlays display genetic sequences unfurling like ribbons of code, each segment matched to ancient species catalogued in the abyssal fossil record. The visuals shift to a montage. DNA molecules encased in amber-like pockets of ice, pulsing gently with bioluminescence. Cross-sections of ice cores glowing under ultraviolet light, revealing hidden layers of organic matter, and a cascade of data streams mapping the lineage of lost ocean giants across eons. In the final shots, the camera pulls back to reveal the vast undisturbed expanse of Antarctic ice, a silent archive holding the frozen legacy of the Titans. The secrets of adaptation, survival and extinction lie dormant, waiting for the world to thaw their genetic memory and rewrite the story of life beneath the waves. The Antarctic abyss remains Earth's final frontier, a realm of perpetual darkness and crushing pressure, where the secrets of both past and future titans await discovery. As the camera sweeps over a hyper-realistic satellite view of the continent, the ice cracks open with a thunderous groan, revealing a network of cobalt-blue sub-glacial lakes and sprawling pitch-black oceanic trenches. In this new era, exploration is no longer bound by human limits. Swarms of autonomous submersibles, their metallic hulls glinting in the filtered ghostly light, plunge into the abyss. Each probe is a marvel, equipped with adaptive camouflage, flexible limbs and arrays of hyperspectral scanners. They glide through the water like mechanical cephalopods, blending seamlessly with the shadows. The visuals synchronize as dozens of these probes weave between jagged icebergs and volcanic hydrothermal chimneys, their sensors mapping the terrain in photorealistic 3D. LiDAR pulses and sonar waves ripple outward, illuminating labyrinthine caves and vast bioluminescent meadows never touched by sunlight. As the camera follows a probe's journey, it pauses at a colossal, shadowy silhouette. The indistinct outline of a creature unlike any catalogued, its form hinted at by a flicker of movement and a trail of iridescent scales. Elsewhere, a swarm of microdrones drifts through subglacial rivers, their lenses capturing clouds of plankton and the faint pulse of ancient, slow-moving life forms. Digital overlays stream across the screen, real-time DNA sampling, metabolic heat signatures and chemical traces, each revealing patterns that defy known taxonomy. The data coalesces into a living tapestry of possibility, branching evolutionary trees, genomic heat maps and speculative reconstructions of yet unnamed titans. The camera shifts to a panoramic sweep of the abyssal plain, where the seafloor pulses with life. Towering filter feeders sway in unseen currents, armoured crustaceans scuttle across mineral-rich vents, and translucent predators drift by, their bodies lit from within by cold fire. Every detail is rendered with stunning clarity, immersing the viewer in a world where the boundaries of science and imagination dissolve. In the final moments, the camera ascends, following a stream of digital signals as they rise through the icy darkness and burst into the open air, a silent transmission to the waiting world above. The Antarctic abyss is no longer the domain of ghosts and legends alone. It is the stage for a new epoch of exploration, where unknown titans still roam, and every discovery redraws the map of life itself.